everyone, and welcome back to Usagisquared Plays as we continue with Alan Wake.
To Dr. Nelson all morning. But first,
Now, we were listening to the radio, and it seems the radio man is on our side, which I like. Please don't go shadowy, because that's an actual worry for me now, because it looks like it's going after anyone who has even the slightest grievance with anything. And that's just unfortunate. That's just upsetting. I don't want that to happen. But whatever. Anyways, I'm just poking around before we get in the car again, because I'm pretty sure we have to get in another car. Let's not fall down that way. Oh, there are stairs. Where there are stairs, there's always something important. Maybe. Probably. I guess I could have just gotten out here and, walked up. Weird. Alrighty. Anyways, I want to check something, because we have... Oh, no, we're still at 39. So, next manuscript page we pick up, we have to read a bunch. It's the law. Not really, but it's important. We should really get through them. Especially since apparently they actually tell us something about the plot, maybe? Yeah. Anyways, let's steal another car. Yes. Actually, wait, I didn't poke around near the bridge. That's probably something I should do. That's probably something that you're expected to do, even. Anything back here? Anything at all? Oh, looks like no. Okay. Maybe I wasn't expected to search back here. Maybe I just searched too much. Yep. That's me. Okay. We'll carry on. Seriously though, who's leaving their keys in all these cars? Is this what happens when you turn into a shadow? You just sort of leave your car keys in the things? It's like, I don't need car keys anymore! I'm different now. Yes, because I talk with an angry jump in my voice every now and then, right? Yeah. This car's got some acceleration issues with this hill, but whatever. This works for me. Whee! I wonder if the reason why they're leaving me so many cars is because they're worried about me breaking them too much. It's like, here, player, if you break your car, you can use this other car. Yay! This slightly worse car. Yay! Whatever. Is there anything up here for me? It is a lookout. That means it's a place where you can put things. Probably. Maybe? Oh, they'd probably actually be in the lookout, wouldn't they? I keep looking around in all these vague and obscure spots, but it's like, they're not gonna do that. We know what kind of game this is! Oh, hello, more radio.
welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune.
There's nothing else up here.
We're talking about life and finding that
Fine.
someone, that soulmate. Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it. To me, that's
Soulmates.
strange, because I always pictured a hopeless romantic. You got me there, Pat.
Okay, down we go.
Love's where you
We haven't even found a manuscript page. I'm a little surprised.
looking, sure.
But oh well. We'll just carry on. And this time we're gonna take this car. Because I want to give all the cars a shot. Even this kind of terrible looking one. This doesn't look like a very good car. I keep forgetting the camera doesn't work that way. I want to look around. But it doesn't want me looking around. Wait, what's there? What's over there? I want to look. Was there a break in the fence for good reason? Nope. Nope, that's just me. Okay. Okay. Well, this is a building, I guess, so... Looks like possibly the mine building, even. Ah. We made it! And it better not say that I've taken like 8 hours to get here. Shadows say it's still morning. You can't pull a curtain over my face this time. Okay, wood. Oh, this is a lumber mill. This has gotta be a lumber mill, not a mine. I think. It's probably a mine. I don't know. It looks like the stuff that you'd use to move logs. But can you not move all of a sudden, Alan? Come on. Up you get. Hop those stairs. Yeah. Oh, and would you look at that? Manuscript page. Okay. We did say we'd actually go through these. Okay, manuscripts. Let's do it. So it looks like... Oh! So there are certain pages we can never find. That's kind of terrible. So find that page in the nightmare difficulty mode. Find that one and also nightmare. Nightmare. So we got most of the pages, we're just missing a bunch from nightmare mode.
Departure by Alan Wake.
That's it? Okay.
The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows.
Oh, I bet we're gonna get tired of this real fast.
Forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was
I wanted to read these, Alan. You stole my job.
He grinned madly.
You stole my joy.
In his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
And with a terribly dull, dramatic tone, too. Goodness.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater.
I could focus on it
cloud
fine.
Of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified.
Ah.
I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming.
Oh, well, I guess that's
closer.
described in the
Suddenly
flashlight
something
mechanism.
gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
So that's actually describing the stuff with the flashlights, so that's kind of neat. Maybe that's why we can't find the nightmare mode pages. Maybe there's something in nightmare difficulty that is unique to that. I don't know. Wake attacked by birds.
I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came.
Oh my goodness.
I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes. Black pearls.
You can't see that kind of detail.
I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs.
That sounds terrible. Okay.
At first I kept finding the pages as if by accident.
Only now you got a page about finding pages.
Or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
I don't know about if it's just first-person narrative, but I don't really... I would not read a book with this narrative.
Garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess.
Man.
It looked like someone trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning,
I could swear some of the lines he's reading now, though, he's actually said in the game.
Impossibly.
Which makes this a little worse.
Talking like a madman.
Alan, you gotta find some new stuff. You can't just read from yourself, you just can't.
Lake? She asked.
Goodness, I might just stop after this episode of stuff.
Through the
Not even bother reading through episode 2.
Never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help.
Or maybe that's not a good idea. It'd just be putting off the others.
She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Yeah, some of these are things that he's actually said in the game, so it's like, why?
Stucky spat on the
I know the pages are predicting the future,
from his head. Ever since
but he's finding these pages after he's done it. No, he's finding the pages before he's done it, sometimes.
To process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment.
Whoa,
then
wait.
let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Oh no, I should have paid attention. I'm gonna leave it on this page for a bit. This page actually is different. It's not telling us something we've already done or known. It's, actually describing what happened to Stucky. Wow! And that's kind of actually a little creepy, too. Not really creepy with Alan's voice, but kind of creepy when you read it just for reading. I wish there was an option where you could just turn off their voice, but you can't. Anyways, Barry's arrival!
Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that. Not sleeping, messed up. Barry
Aww.
had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it. Something was wrong.
I guess Barry does actually worry. He's just a little weird about his worry. Okay, so it looks like some of these actually do finally not mirror whatever we're doing in the game, which is good and actually makes these slightly interesting. Let's see. I think what I'm gonna do is we'll go through the ones in episode 2, but for the ones in episode 3, we'll leave those until we actually beat the episode. So we'll just sort of cover all of the manuscripts as we go through episodes until obviously the last one, since we probably wouldn't have the chance then.
It's true.
So the sudden stop.
The fall and the sudden stop at the end.
This is a different
I'd
voice.
lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone.
Who are you?
Awake, thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Who was that? He actually has a kind of nice voice. Who was that?
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge. It had finally caught up with me.
Okay, the voice has lost
It had
its
been
appeal,
a long
but
time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
wow. That's kind of neat, actually. Oh, that's from his book! Oh, The Sudden Stop, right. He mentioned that being one of his books. That makes a little more sense.
In spite of its human mask,
Oh, we're back
it
to
displayed
Alan!
the dark presence as intelligent.
Why?
It relied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
I knew it! Oh, I knew it! I called it. She's terrible. She's shadowy. Everyone knew this from the start.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from.
Ah, here we are.
Nothing
Things
to it,
we've
mate.
done.
The thought of Alice in his hands was
Things
revolting.
we've done.
We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above.
I'm pretty
I
sure
fought
we
with the
grabbed
urge
this
to take a
page
swing,
before he spoke,
forced
though.
myself to speak. Let's
Like-
cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Why would you say things that you've read on the page? Why would you play into that? That seems
Alice
kind
looked
of...
through the viewfinder,
Ooh.
lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head.
No! No, it was actually there! Ah, Alice, no! How many of these are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, we have a lot of these to go. Alright, we're gonna take a break from those. Too many! Too many notes! Too many! Let's get back to gameplay. Boop. You crawl up here? Nope, we had to go back all the way down. We'll read the rest of those next stream. There's just too many to go through all of that. We should have been reading those from the start, probably. That's my bad. That's my bad. Whoop. What's over there? Oh, that's just a box. That's just a box that I can do nothing with. Okay. So, looks like we can't really access the rest of the logging place or mine or whatever. I don't think... Doesn't look like it, at least. Yeah, we can't. Anything in here? Nope. Nope. So it's time to drive. That is kind of interesting, though, that there are actually things that aren't stuff that Alan would be doing. Like, the thing with Alice, that was actually quite interesting, even if it was kind of a lame tone. I just don't like his reading voice. I just don't. It's not the best reading voice. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just bitter because I can't read it. Ah! That was my bad. But we made it. Yeah. Gosh, I hate trying to... I want to turn the camera. Okay. Visitor parking. We nailed that parking spot. Yeah. Alright. Oop. Oop. Is there anything in... No. We can't get in there. Okay.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Are you seriously out of breath, Alan? Ah. Whatever. Okay, so let's poke around here. What can we see? The mine is all closed off. And there's a thermos. Yes! Thank you! I bet you will have to go in these mines. There's no way they've had them there and then not bring you into the mines. While there were some earlier residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls coal mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. And probably died in there. Just saying. Early mining. Oh, and hello, another manuscript page. Okay. Actually, you know what? Instead of putting pages off after we finish the batch from episode 3, we'll just read through them as we go, because, yeah. Oh, this is the volcanic eruption. While relatively minor, it caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Well, I can't fathom the reasons as to why. It's not like a whole bunch of people died or anything. Whoa, hello, cutscene.
I didn't want to go outside.
Oh. It's a personal
Cops had to be
narration
looking for me.
cutscene.
The noon sun turned the place
Alan.
into a sauna. The day dragged on.
Really?
Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back.
Really?
Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Well, that's probably because he's dead. Maybe. I bet he's dead. He's probably dead. I can't believe he actually sat around there for a bunch of hours. Hey, I have my weapons again.
Wait,
Where the hell are you?
change of plan.
Really?
Where Peak is, it's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
What a dick.
I want to see your wife alive.
You don't even... He doesn't even have her wife.
Watch what you say to me.
I
Do we
totally
understand
know.
each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
God.
Hello! I'm gonna kill him!
You'd think Alan would figure this
I
out.
had to get to Mirror Peak.
But nah. The door's locked? Really? What the fuck? What the hell?
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Nothing happened! It did a thing and then nothing happened! Can I go out now? No. What are you doing? Oh, I can go down there now, I think. Whee! Oh, it's not a slide, fine. Well, that sure was a thing. Goodness. Good golly goodness. Oh, hello, thermos. Coffee. Batteries. I have max batteries. Figures. Why would they reload me on batteries if they gave me max batteries? Give me the ammo at least? Yeah. Well, I have most loaded up. And we're going through the mines! That's just lovely! That's beautiful. Ah. Oh, it's just here. Checkpoint reached. Okay, well we only have 5 minutes left, so I think what I'm gonna do is see if we can get through the rest of the episode 2 manuscripts, actually. So we don't have much time. So, Barry.
Had never gotten along with
Yeah.
Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Alice and saying things people got bad at cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode. And was
you know, in
totally
hindsight, we
disconnected from
probably
reality.
did.
It scared the shit out of Barry.
We probably did experience some kind
The
of,
air in
aw,
the visitor
Rusty.
center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg.
Rusty.
The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his
No, not good! What's
Rusty's
wrong
eyes
with
were
you?
wild with fear and
Rusty's...
terror.
He was
gasped.
nice.
Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
What happened just the way? We didn't actually see... Oh, there it is,
The
that
visitor
page.
center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
And then he did. Sort of.
At the
Sort
last
of died.
instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move.
That's about how it
Intense
feels when
as
I
it was
actually
to kill
go
me,
to those
but it
things.
never came. I raised my head.
It's like, please don't hit me with an
Darkness
axe.
beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
And then we got teased for it. Jerks.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Rusty, no! Oh my god,
I
Rusty!
turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason.
I don't think I
Active
actually got
supplies,
flares in that box.
Batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to
But
make it
you
through
know,
the darkness of the
whatever.
night.
Writing
Something
liberties
left
and all
behind by
that.
Someone who knew what I knew, and more.
God, Rusty! Don't go chasing after teens. That's terrible.
Agent
Oh,
Nightingale
Nightingale.
didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him.
I
and
can
he didn't
tell.
like the trees or the coffee.
I can also
He
tell
now
that.
knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and
I
just
think that's the
drive
same in
until he
every
passed
city.
out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch at any cost.
But why? Seriously, Nightingale, what's your deal? You almost killed me and another dude. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do this! We're gonna get through them!
On
Alice's
more than
fear of
one
the dark.
occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness
Interestingly,
wasn't simply
I'm
the
actually
absence of
somewhat
light.
afraid of the
It was
dark
something more tangible
myself,
than
and it
that.
really is a
It was
hard
something
thing
you
to
could
describe.
touch
It's
and
sort of like
feel.
being afraid of
Worse than
nothing.
that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign.
It's
For
not
her,
quite like
things
this, though.
changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe
Yeah.
and innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant.
No, I don't
Until
really like
now.
that. It's more, in the dark, like in the absolute darkness, it's just being robbed of one of your key senses, right? You can't see anything! You can't tell where anything is until it makes a sound, so it's a pretty creepy spot to be in.
The night had been
Wait,
one
here's a
desperate situation
chainsaw.
after another. I was exhausted, and my
I
body
remember
felt as though
that
it had been
moment.
chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my
Goodness, I
hand,
should have
and
done
each
these all
pull
at
of the trigger
once.
sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I got the chainsaw.
Oh, that's good though. It's like things are looking up.
When Barry saw
Is
the
all you
darkness
can really
attack the
describe
visitor
with.
center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Sort of like being in an anime where you're not the main character and then suddenly something happens and hey, you're a main character now. Check out all these horrors that are going on.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend.
The fact that he shot you
Thoughts
before
ringing
you
in
even
my ears,
moved.
I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Like seriously, Nightingale is trigger happy. We got 5 more. We're so close. We can do
Rose
this.
knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she
He doesn't
liked him
read very
too.
fast though.
She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile.
This
made her
feels
feel good.
skeevy.
But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
This feels kind of. Oh my goodness, are
Nobody
you
in Bright Falls
serious?
seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry
Yeah, I
and
can
rarely
tell.
saw eye to eye.
I wonder how old Barry is. That's a good question. Alright, we're not even gonna try and get through those 3, because we only have 1 minute left. I'll just grab this thing, even though I'll have to grab it again. I'll have to do a lot of this again, but since we just sort of passed a checkpoint, I felt it better to just read through those instead of, you know, wandering out halfway through this mess that's gonna summon a bunch of stuff at us and then having to repeat it as soon as Tuesday comes. It would be terrible. It would just be terrible. And apparently we learned that there was some weird romance stuff going on. I don't even know how to feel about it all, because on the one hand, Rusty, why? But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure Barry's about that old. Shipping is hard. It's very hard. But oh well, it is 8 o'clock, which means it's time to cut the stream for the night and for the week. So be sure to tune in next Tuesday when we continue this. Other than that, I want to thank everyone for coming, and I hope you had a wonderful evening. I want to wish you well, I already said evening, so I want to wish you a good evening again, and an even better week. I'll hopefully see you next time on Tuesday. So until then, I'll see you later. Goodbye.